This video is entitled Maintenance, Parts File, Create New Part Index, and we will describe the procedures that are used to create a new index manually and how to create one using a synonym. Before we can what we're going to do is we're going to use the parts that we imported during the video that described importing parts directly from Trade Service. And they're on the screen, and underneath this data cable, commodity code, and then under network cable we have a cable index already created called network cable that describes the two components that we had in here that we imported. Now the first one was a Cat5e cable, the second one was a Cat6 cable. In order to make it to create these indexes, what we want to do is create an index that where we can just find a cable by looking for network Cat5e, and another index for looking for network Cat6 cable. So what we need to do first is we need to identify the part number of each of the indexes. An index is like an index in a book. All you're trying to do is find the first component that the index points to. In books they don't have the last number. In many books they don't have the last number, but we create an index and identify the first part that we're going to include in our index and the last part we're going to include in our index so that we can group them together. The Cat5e cable part number is 08520CL 09727. The Cat6 is 08520CL 32765. So I write that down, and now I'm ready to start creating my new index. I double click on the new index icon and I click next. On the right hand side of the screen it describes the procedures that should be used to create a new index manually or create a new index using a synonym. We're creating one using a manual procedure, so I click on the next button, and the first thing I need to do is give it an index name. So we're going to use network cable Cat 5e. My index number is the hardest thing that I'm going to do, but the instructions are over here on the right hand side. Basically what it is I type in my index is going to be one number less than the part that I'm going to identify by my index. So it's 08520, and then my part number was CL, so I type in CL, and then it was 09727. So I'm going to be one less. 09726 is going to be my index number. Then the part that I'm going to identify with this index is 08520, not 2, do it correctly, 08520. There's my part, and now I do it again, 08520. There's my part. Now my index is only going to include a single item. I click on save, and I right click over here and I refresh my bench so I can see my stuff. There's my Cat5e cable. Now I'm going to do the same thing. New part index, and I can use the create new part index button at the bottom if I choose to launch my wizard. And now I'm going to go next again, and this is network, spell it correctly, work cable Cat 6. And my index number again 08520 CL. My number was 32765, so I'm going to have 32764, and I'm going to go 08520, and I'm going to select my part. Now I'm going to go 08520 again. There's my Cat6 cable, so that's what I'm going to include in this index. I click save. Again, I go out here and I right click refresh my bands. Now I can find my Cat5e cable by typing in that index, network cable Cat6. There's my Cat6. Now I say to myself, Some guys are going to want to be able to shortcut this and just look for something called Cat5e or Cat6. Well, that's the simple process. Again, I go to New Part Index, create New Part, and this time I'm going to create a synonym. And the synonyms are very easy. I highlight the item, it tells me what item it contains, and I click on Synonym. The program automatically creates all the stuff, so all I have to do is type in a name, Cat5e, and I save that. I'm going to do the same thing for my Cat6, so I create another New Part Index, and I go back here, and I'm going to create another one, and I'm going to go Cat6, and I save that. Now I go back out here and refresh my branch. Now I've got a Cat5 index pointing at one item, a Cat6 item index pointing at one item. I have this index pointing at it, so I can find it using any of these indexes will show me these components. This concludes the maintenance parts file create new part index video.